And we are live. Welcome to Almost Live. This is the second episode of a new venture because we're never leaving the fucking house again. Today I've got Waylene Beukes on the line. How you doing, Waylene?
I'm great, and you?
I'm actually pretty good today. I don't know how I'll be tomorrow, but today I'm good. It's been a bit of a roller coaster ride. How have you been dealing with things?
Literally taking it, I wouldn't even say day by day, hour by hour. Just being like, yeah, this was a good hour. This was a good hour. And then being like, I'm sorry, this is kind of freaking out the left. I'm on the left hand side of this thing. And it's like I'm like trying to get my coordination.
I think
What
you're on
is
the right. I haven't checked on the actual YouTube channel. Let me quickly check 1 second. Yeah, you're on the right hand side to everyone else.
Okay, because it's like I don't know how to move my head because it's like it's tilted. I'm
I
sorry.
would think
So
by now you're a
you
bit
can
of a pro at this, though. You've been
I'm
like,
horrible at
what do you mean? You're always on like your phone. You're one of those like youngsters who's creating TikTok videos that are going viral and shit.
I wish, but
See,
I'm
oh, you
still
wish.
I'm getting the used to the it's okay, sorry. Okay, sorry.
I like how
Let
you're
me
using
refresh.
this as a mirror at the moment.
Yeah. I'm like ignoring the fact that this is a live show. I'm just like this is about me.
Yeah, we actually do have some people watching at the moment. Hopefully, they'll hit us up with some comments just now.
Oh,
But
dope.
I
Will
do,
I be able
yeah.
to see
Like,
it?
pardon?
Will I be able to see it?
Yeah, of course. It's going to be here forever. Well, until Skynet takes over and we're all murdered by
No, I
Terminators.
mean the comments now.
Oh, I can put them on the screen, yes. If they come up, I can see, I can
Okay.
do this. There we go.
Okay.
That's an example. Cool.
Oh,
We
good.
are in the show, though, and we got 2 people watching now. Hopefully, a few more join us as time goes on. But I want to chat to you about your Frizz Pop set on Showmax because I caught it pretty recently, and Paige and I both loved your set. Out of
Oh,
people who
dope.
haven't been on the podcast and stuff, like you and Julie are two that like really stood out, on that set. So, congrats on getting it and doing well on it. And secondly, how did that feel, man? Like, what was going through your mind when you first got called and told we're gonna film one of your sets?
So I only found out we were recording for TV 5 minutes before I got to Raptor. Ryan
Okay,
called
this
me.
changes everything. This changes my
Ryan
whole
called
day.
Ryan called me like I think it was a Tuesday the week before. I think the week before Tuesday. And I was at a restaurant with a friend, and you know that thing that you get into comic mode where you get when you're busy doing bookings and stuff, and sometimes you say yes and you're like, okay, I'll go over it later, I'll read the brief later, I'll go check on it later. So he just called me, he's like,
Yeah.
um are you keen? I thought it was a corporate. I just thought it was a corporate gig. He's like, are you keen to do a gig next week Thursday in Cape Town? And I'm like, yes, because my friend in my mind, I'm like, my friend's birthday is on Saturday, and I was like, I need to go to Cape Town anyway. Okay, so I'm like, woo, free Cape Town trip. And then
And you're getting
I'm
paid.
like,
It's nice.
I get to Cape Town. I'm at the hotel. I'm watching Instagram stories, and it dawns on me that I don't even know where the gig is taking place. I'm like, what? And then I see someone else post a poster of a comedy show, and I see my name on it, and I'm like, oh, this must be the show. This is the show that I need to go to. And I get there, and there's a makeup crew, and there's cameras, and I'm like, okay. And I'm signing release forms. I'm like, dope, 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 dope. We're filming for
So
TV now.
you
So
you literally
I
had
think
no
one of the
clue. Like you were just going to do a regular set. You were like, cool. I'm
yeah,
just going
and
to
I think
perform
that's
this
what
one.
worked so well for me because I feel like I would have freaked out more if I was very much gonna do it for TV. So it was one of the best sets I've ever done, I can honestly say. Um
Okay.
because I don't think I had any time to freak out about it. Like
I
at
thought it was
all.
a
And
really,
what they
really good set. Like it was
it
fluid.
was.
It like everything worked. It was really, really dope. Like yeah, you
And it
you
literally
killed it.
went by like it went like this. Like I swear I felt like I was up there for a minute and then I was off. And I was like so
Okay, yeah, that changes things a little bit though, because I was gonna ask you questions. Like what do you think
how to
about?
prepare for
When
it.
something's going to be filmed. Like.
And, and none of that. And none of that.
But what do you when you are going for like you're putting together sets, and especially sets that are a bit more important. Obviously we have our club sets where you're just testing out material and stuff like that. But there's also the ones where it's like, cool, tonight I'm bringing the bangers. How do you decide what's going in your sets?
So I think I've got like what's that? I think it's a Steve Harvey rule, or
Okay.
I have an adaptation to it at least. Like I think generally what I try and do is the jokes, I have set jokes that I know, like, okay, white people love this, black people love this, colored people love this, Indian people love this. So you start with those ones and you end with those ones. And in the middle, you kind of do your bit of a darker stuff, touchier subjects, newer things. So it's like it's because I don't like the idea of always sticking to the sets that work and the jokes that are
Yeah.
good, even if you're doing like you said, big shows or important shows, because because those important shows, then you have like real audiences, you have like hundreds of people. Now you get to really see if you can do this thing, so try the new joke and flow with it. Because I'm like, if you're just going out there doing stuff you've rehearsed 1,000 times, for me, everyone has their own process, but like for me, I'm like, where's the rock star element to it, the moment, the comedy moment. I remember like the showcase, the Savannah showcase, I had a brief idea of what I wanted to do. I got on stage and I completely did something else. And I was like, because the other thing flowed so much better than,
So
like,
you
I
like
started this
you
one
like living on
joke.
the edge,
I
like when
don't
it
even
comes to
think it's
comedy.
I wouldn't say fully edge. Like I wouldn't do something brand new like that in front of a big crowd. But I mean, just like not too polished. I don't like being too polished. I don't feel
Like you
like
want to
it's
you want to go on stage with the ideas, but not every word like exact.
nah, because it's like I don't know. It's also like I don't want to feel like I'm in school again, learning, memorizing, and becoming a
Okay.
robot with my.
Okay. Is that
Yeah.
a worry for you? Like if you overdo jokes as well, that like they become a bit
Yeah,
monotonous.
yeah, and I mean, I get bored very quickly, so I'm like, I don't want to get bored with myself. I don't want it. I don't. Stand up's one of the only things that hasn't been boring in my life, or has gotten to a point where I'm like, I'm very bored of this. So I'd like to also keep it. I feel like it's a two-way street kind of thing. So if I let it become boring, it's also on me.
Yeah, that's fair. So
And
you just want to keep it. So that's the whole thing for you, is just to keep it entertaining for yourself as well as you're doing it.
yeah, because I feel like if I I do recognize I have the type of energy people pick up on.
Okay.
So if I'm not having fun, people can notice and they won't have fun. Like if they
I
see
can't even
it's happening.
imagine. I can't even imagine what a set like that by you must be like. Like, and not like, I mean, I don't know you well at all, but like, I know you as like a fairly fun person. And I always like imagine your stand up to be like more on the fun side. Like, what are sets like when you're in a darker space? Do you like get hectic, or what's it like?
So one of the it's something I noticed is, I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but it's something I can't really do. It's I can't start a set low, because
Okay.
it's like you said, I think people are like, they want me at this high energy. Doesn't matter what I'm talking about. They want me to start like this. And when I don't start like this, my whole set goes like that. Even if I switch it up, it stays here. So I have to start here and I can bring it down and take it back up. But I have to, as soon as I get out, I have to be like, woo. And it's So it's weird because sometimes I wouldn't even be feeling it, but I've dealt with the opposite, and I'm like, it's I can dip into the sadder or like darker stuff, but I have to come up strong. Like,
Okay, I get that. Like,
yeah.
because is that like a just a personal thing as well? Like you feel like you have to get on stage that way? Because obviously people might expect it from you, but is like does it get you amped?
Yes, I think it's a personal thing, and it's I feel it's so weird with comedy because you can get advice and you can try and study how the thing is done, but you have to generally figure out what works for you, which is the toughest thing because you have no kind of booklet or past to look at. And you have to try this thing and go like, okay, this thing's not for me. So, I mean, this is how I feel right now. Maybe in about 10 years of doing stand up, I would have learned the technique to start low and still maintain the audience. I feel like right now I don't have the skill set for it. So it's a
Okay.
in that sense, it's my safe opening.
Okay,
So
so you're working to your strengths a little bit there, and then you like to use
yeah,
the middle to play around a bit more.
yes. So I start strong and I end strong. I don't play around there. I play around in the middle.
Okay, that's cool. I noticed one of the things you enjoy chatting about, both online and in your set, is relationships. And does that ever scare guys off? Are you ever worried, like, if I tell this joke, these guys aren't going to wanna date me because they're going to be material?
um I found with stand up though, I've definitely been approached less since I've started stand up comedy and stuff, but I don't think it's necessarily because of my stand up. I think it's my own bullshit tolerance is so much higher now. Like when I was a bit younger, it's like you'd kind of just entertain anyone talking to you, or you just have this conversation with a dude at a bar. And now I'm literally just like, I I can't even stand. There was this guy with Robin. I do the live show at night, and this dude joined the live, and I was like, because I thought he was going to do something interesting, and he just ended up wanting to ask me questions, and I got so annoyed. And even everyone in the comments were like, "How are you getting so annoyed at this?" The guy, he was asking me normal stuff like, "How's your day?" And I'm like, Don't ask me how my day was," because like I can't stand nonsense anymore. So it's like, and I'd rather have an interesting conversation. So I'd rather then have, and I'd rather have no conversation than have a
Sure.
boring one. So, and I think that's more what it is. So it's also just it's made my dating pool a lot smaller, but I think it's for the best because it was also way too large without the comedy filter. And also like it's that thing of when
Is
it
the dating pool large in Namibia?
I mean, I was actually talking to my friend. We were talking today. It's different. Dating in Namibia is different because it's also a thing of I'm planning on going home, and we were talking about the fact back home it's like I could go to the club and get 6 guys because these 6 guys have liked me their entire lives. Like we know this, like we know each other. Whereas here it's like I don't know. This is a stranger. It's harder to pick up someone. So I can just walk home and be like, because I know them and they know me. It's like
So you feel
we know.
safer even.
Hmm?
You feel safer even in like that kind of environment, because I mean I come from a
Yeah,
small
no,
town where
definitely.
like especially growing up, like we hooked up within our neighborhood, and like yeah, you
Yeah.
do just know everyone. Like it's
You know, and it's weirdly comforting. Like so, even I was like, well, I see sometimes people on Cape Town and Joburg will complain about like dating a friend's ex or something like that. I'm like, you guys at least have the choice. Back home, we did not have the choice. You definitely are dating your ex's friend. It is what it is. You're lucky if you're not
um,
dating your sister's ex. That's count yourself lucky.
is
I
that
was
a regular
I don't know.
occurrence there?
Hmm?
Saying is that a regular occurrence there?
Yeah, Namibia is very, very small. Very, 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 very small.
One of the jokes, or one of the lines I really liked from your show was the xenophomo line, because I've
I wrote
like,
that.
yeah, the way, well, I would hope so, but like the way South Africa's relationship with Namibia is kind of like that. It's like we don't really care in a way. Like it's like you guys are just there, but like if someone's from
Literally.
Zimbabwe or something like that, there's like
There's
hatred,
like,
like, and it's just.
ooh, you just generally don't care about Namibians.
And
No
how,
one does.
but what like, is there advantages to that, coming here, like, and people don't have this thing of like, fuck you, you're from outside of here, or are
It's
people still
definitely
like that?
no. So it's like it's the same thing. I feel like my Namibian privilege is the same thing as like my colored privilege, which a lot of colored people won't like to admit. Like, yes, I'm a person
I
of color.
know nothing, but
Yeah. Yes, I'm a person of color, but obviously I have an advantage over black people. Like I have privilege. So as well from being from Namibia, not being from Nigeria, I don't get treated the same way. And it's sad. It's very sad. And I'm not gonna be one of those people who doesn't know it's a thing that's happening. I can't change it. Um, I can just try and use it to my advantage without like because what I never want to do is I never want to be taking I know it's a joke people make, like you stealing people's jobs or whatever, but I never want to be the reason someone else literally like taking things from someone else, which I don't think has been the case
that,
though.
yeah, and that wouldn't be your fault. And it's like, okay, I'm not one of those people who's like, you're taking away opportunities from South Africans. Like there's opportunities around the world, and how you get them is a complicated fucking mess. Like as you're talking about, different privileges allow you different things based on
Yeah.
geography alone. Like we do have those things,
Yeah.
and obviously in Namibia, like what are your options when it comes to stand-up comedy?
It's not there's not a but the funniest thing is so there's back home there's not a lot of options, but then being from Namibia and being here, I get more options because automatically I'm different from everyone on the lineup.
It's a
Like I'm a
unique selling
different
point.
voice. Like it's I won't lie. It's been cool. It's like so it's the same thing kind of as I would even say if I think it would be easier for us to make it as comics in the States than it is for comics from the States because of the Africa factor.
I get
You
that.
do.
By the way, I've just changed it because sound was a
Mm,
little different there. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Because just one of the comments was that I definitely get that, because if you're a South African comedian going to, America, you're a South African comedian. You've got this unique thing about
Yeah.
you, and so for you that's a cool thing. But what have you thought about that, of being a Namibian comedian who's going, to England, to America, those sorts of things? Because you've been a Namibian comedian who's doing well in South Africa.
I've dabbled with the idea. The CEO was actually supposed to be the first type of test sheet of it, but then Miss Rona said no. Miss Rona said you staying
Coronavirus.
in Africa. Coronavirus. So, so that's even like I was having this chat today with my friend, and I'm like, I don't even want to think about that anymore right now because I'm like, I have no idea what the world's gonna look like next year. So,
Yeah, that.
right, like if you asked me 4 months ago, ideally, where would I have wanted to go do whatever I wanted to do? I would have told you easy. I want to go to New York, July, and spend 6 months there doing stand up. Now, if you ask me where do you want to go next year, I'm like, I'll have to wait, and I'm gonna wait. Let me see. Let me
Can we go
see.
somewhere next year?
Can I even go somewhere next year before I even get there? So yeah, it's weird. I think it's just
Yeah.
trying to exist in this new comedic world that doesn't really
What
make
What are
sense.
you doing to, like, what are you
Hmm?
doing at the moment? What are you doing at the moment to survive this new comedic world?
I'm trying to navigate the online space of it, but it's also weird because it's like I'm writing jokes or comedic material, but I'm like, the internet, the time span on the internet is a minute.
Yeah.
It's the brain thinking is a minute. People can't consume much longer, much more in
I mean,
depth
this has been about
things.
20 minutes, but yeah.
Yeah, but this is alive. I mean, like when you're filming something, like a
Yeah,
sketch,
yeah.
they struggle to, and also like I love TikTok, but the format of TikToks is completely different from normal sketches. So you can't put longer, more thought-provoking sketches. It has to be quick. It has to need music. It's that kind of thing. There's so many other elements to it, and I'm just like, I don't want to waste my good ideas on this internet world at the moment. But it's also like now they're just gathering up because there's no stage to test this stuff on. There's no writing room to go film. There's no.
Yeah.
It's weird. I think just
But
taking it hour by hour.
I actually noticed, yeah. I actually noticed though you reused one of your jokes from the special in a TikTok like thing, which I've never. Your opener. Think about
Oh
it. How do you
yes,
start?
yes. Oh yes, actually.
Yeah. So like I
Yeah.
was gonna say, usually it's the other way around. You know, like you take something from Twitter or something from TikTok and you work it on stage. And like I found that was actually quite interesting and cool that you're taking like this bit that you do on
Like,
stage and
yeah.
turn it into like a viral video.
Yeah. I actually, because that's what I was thinking. There's a few more jokes I've done in this before everything now ended
The
that were
before
also
time,
very
long ago.
hmm? Yeah.
Saying the
So
before
it was
time, the long ago.
before long ago. There's certain jokes that are time sensitive, as in they'll only kind of work in this period. They're not like
Yeah.
long lasting. So I was thinking of taking those and converting them into videos because I'm like their time span's gonna die out in the next 6 months in any case. Because things are changing, people's businesses, the businesses relating to the jokes are literally closing. So you have to kind of get those jokes out before they become dinosaurs and no one
Too
understands.
depressing.
It's super depressing.
But oh yeah, I wanted to ask you from your material that you had there. So did you really go to German high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I went to a German primary school and it's definitely different. Like, but I can't imagine like what it must be like in like Namibia. What was that like?
It was intense, but it's like it was cool and but it's also the thing of it was a norm. So
Yeah.
I don't think I even knew normal white people. I just knew German white people like my whole life. And then I
Oh, you're
finished
gonna get
school and
cancelled for that.
no, what white people can't cancel people. You have to lose at least 700 privilege points before you can cancel. You're allowed the cancel button. Yeah, so it was a norm to me. And then I also went to school in Germany for a year. So
Oh, in Germany itself. What was that experience like?
yeah, that was cool. It was cool. They're a little racist, but it was that weird, ignorant racist. So like we'd go for swimming classes and stuff, and the girls would want to like touch my hair afterwards because they'd never seen hair like that. It's weird
But
racism thing.
it's not the South African, they don't want to swim with you racism.
Yes, it was more an ignorant, like no idea type of thing, which still, as a person of color, I know it feels the same. It's like you're like, it's it still makes me
You still
feel
feel
like
that
shit.
thing.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
but went through that. School came out on the other side. I have a lot of cool German friends though from high school. So pretty cool people. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. German teachers were okay. Weren't too bad.
Cool. Yeah, we actually, so one of the patrons over on patreon.com / almost perfect. There's a link below here. People want to support. Rousseau asked, well, he said, I'd like to know if you have any interesting views on Namibian popular culture. What are the jokes you wish you could tell to South Africans, but only Namibians would appreciate?
So what are like
Sorry.
jokes that only Namibians would get? I would want to tell South Africans. Is that
Yeah.
what the question is?
What are some unique things about Namibia that like South Africans just don't know?
So like kapana, like how do I even like explain? I was talking to my friend. It's like people go like, oh, it's like cheese and yama. No, not like cheese and yama. It's literally the freshest meat you will ever receive. And when I say it like that, I mean like you can see the cow over there, and then you're eating here. Like it's prepared that fresh to you, and it's amazing. And you eat it out of a newspaper, and yeah, and you have to. And the wildest thing about it is, it can't be. You can't. It tastes different. Not bad. It just doesn't taste the same if you don't eat it there. You have to eat it there, like fresh. There, get your amaquinha. Eat it there. You have to. It's a whole event. That's something pretty cool. What else? The the normalization of kudus, because it's weird to explain. Kudus are like a very normal thing in Namibia, and I didn't realize it till I came here, and I'd be like, "Oh, you
They
guys
just
don't
like,
just have kudus walking far?" And I'm
so
like,
is this
and like
the
everyone has like
like
a
thing like Americans think of, you know, coming here with lions everywhere, but there actually are kudus everywhere.
yeah, but like it's just, but the thing is, it's also not like, it's not that random. It makes geographical sense because like the way Windhoek is built in between a mountain range. So the kudus literally live around the mountain range. So they sometimes slip into the city. So they won't be in the center. They'll just be like on the outskirts of the city, which because it's a small city, it's quite still in there. You get what I
I
mean?
mean, so we have
So like on your way to the
we have
airports and stuff.
goats and cows like that. Like they're your goats
Hmm?
and cows. Like are they like your
No,
goats and cows essentially? No, that's
yeah,
also there.
just
Okay.
because yeah, but it's just because those are almost now closer to the farms. So it's just like it's a wild thing because it's like they're in the city. Like you
Oh, so
won't
they're
find a
just
cow.
chill. Like it's not
Yeah, they'll
people's
be like
kudu.
in the city. No, it's like they come from the mountain ranges and they'll get lost. So it's literally them just being lost. It's just the fact that people are building and expanding into their territory. So it's actually not the Kudu's fault. It's our fault. We're moving into their homes and they're like, well, I guess I'll go to Spa then.
Fair enough. Cool. I think this brings us to the end here. Thank you so much for your time. Where can people find you? I have put links below, but like, yeah, where do you want people to find you?
People can find me at maybe it's Waylene on Facebook. Maybe it's Waylene on Instagram, Waylene on Twitter, and you can find me at my house for the rest of lockdown because social distancing. Cool. Thanks, guys. How do I
I'm so grateful.
leave this?
So grateful you handled that. I'm gonna get you out of here.
Waylene is
Don't
your
worry.
host.
There you go. Sorry. Thanks, Waylene. Thank you all for tuning in. Sorry about the unprofessionalness of this. I did fix this phone just to be able to have a better camera for this, but like the setup's a bit weird here. It's very, very, very DIY at the moment, and I will make it better for upcoming streams. This is going to be something we're going to carry on with for a while. Got a name for it. I don't know if I'm launching it just yet, but yeah, whole new things. Thank you so much for joining me and Waylene here on the Almost Perfect Note, on this thing, on episode, on the show today. Much appreciated. Follow us on the links below. Please hit subscribe if you enjoyed what you're watching right now. Bye.